Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this Friday morning. Got a great show lined up. Our famous Friday fishing forecast will be coming up. Weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin Road and Highway 77. Run by and check out those folks and all the programs they have to offer over there. Looks like it's going to get back up in the 90s today. It's going to be a warm day. You got a 40% chance of rain, low tonight 78, and water temperature remains at it's still at 84 degrees right there. So now, let's take a look at river charts. I'm slow getting them up. Let's take a look at Apalachicola first. Bob's doing double duty this morning. Apalachicola River, both our rivers now are ending up in pretty decent shape. We're getting a reading this morning, Apalachicola 8.1 foot, and it's going to be, like I say, it's going to be pretty level Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's leveling off really good. That's Apalachicola. Now, let's take a look at the Choctahatchee at Caryville. It's actually going back up to 10.2. That sort of caught us off guard right there. It's going up, actually tonight it'll be up to 10. And then Saturday it's going to be up. And then on Sunday it's going to start dropping down a little bit. So if you're fishing Choctahatchee River, it's going to be right around 10 foot this weekend. Okay? Now, tide chart is always brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home and Cemetery. Their motto is when carrying counts. And the big deal, you know, we're talking about these neap tides, and they're upon us right now. So if you plan on fishing this weekend, this is what you're looking at on the tides. Today's the 6th of September, today and tomorrow, and on into Sunday and a little bit Monday. Well, go ahead and, you know, I had a guy told me last time, he's from Bainbridge, Georgia, watched this show, that he had really good luck last time I was complaining about these neap tides. He said he had good luck. So go ahead and give that a try. Okay? Marine forecast can be coming this morning southwest and switching around to the west about 10 miles per hour, okay? And also be careful of those afternoon thunderstorms. Now, every Friday, we like to call down to Carabel. One of our big sponsors down there is Sea Quarters Marina, been with us since day one. Great folks down there. And Miller Collins, he's off loafing at a tackle show. But I have Max Lawhorn on. Good morning, Max.
Good morning, Winston. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing great. Just tell us what's going on down there on the waterfront scene. First of all, how's everybody doing down there?
Everybody's doing really good. The fishing's been very slow. Amount of people out. We're just getting over I think the rain, and
yeah.
Weather has been good for the last 2 or 3 days, and over the weekend especially, it's really good. And quite a few boats went out.
And you said you're finding some grouper now in close?
Yeah. The one that I'm most familiar with, Tommy Merrill. In fact, you probably met him. He was the one that won the Kingfish tournament.
Yes.
And he and a friend went out on their first diving expedition. He was just certified, and they had some really nice grouper, a couple over 30 inches. That,
wow.
They got him just outside of the 9 miles past the O Tower out there, and they had a very successful diving trip. I love hogfish, so I managed to talk him out of a few hogfish fillets. That was good.
That was nice.
The inside, the water is clearing up a little bit, and trout, especially a little bit to the east over around Turkey Point and Dog Island Reef. Trout have been picking up. Mackerel have been showing up again.
Good.
So I think fishing's going to be really good.
Okay, what about any on those speckled trout? What are the guys usually catching those trout on?
Seems like the majority of them, I talked to 2 or 3 people that's been out, the majority of them have been just under 15.
Okay, yeah.
But they are catching good trout. The people who are going out to catch plenty of them.
Okay.
To catch keepers.
And what kind of bait?
I'm selling a lot of grubs here.
Okay.
And I guess that's
Okay.
Seems to be the bait of choice right now.
All right. One more quick word on the redfish. Anything going on with any redfish?
A few people I've talked to that's caught them have caught them over by Lanark.
Okay.
And in the shallow water over that way.
Okay. And someone told me the tarpon are beginning to show back up. Are they down your way too?
In fact, we've been seeing them in the river here in front of the marina.
Okay.
And I've seen them on the beach west of Carabel.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody told me that there was a huge school of them off Dog Island that they had run into.
Uh-huh.
So it sounds like they're in thick.
Okay. Well, Max, that's a great report, buddy. Sounds good.
All right, good to hear from you.
Thank you, Max. We'll see you soon.
All right, bye.
All right, Max Lawhorn with Sea Quarters Marina down there in Carabel. Okay, let's take our first break and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. I want to say a special good morning to Bill Ribbing, watching the show every morning. Appreciate your viewership, Bill, and all of you other viewers. We appreciate you watching Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. And when I do it every day, I understand why we're the only show to come on. I got Bob. I want to give a big shout out to Bob Van Elps for helping on the camera. Jeff been really sick and all, and Bob just stepped in and just did a great job. We appreciate it. Now, let's talk about the other day. There was an accident, a near accident with some divers here in town. It really turned out to be a great story because everyone was safe. But I've been wanting to tell the story all week. It happened last weekend. A party of four went out, a dad and a teenage daughter, and then two other guys, and went diving last Saturday. And I've used this example in my class. We're working on boating safety now, talking about the importance of filing a boat plan. And these parties did some really good things. They made one or two mistakes, but they did some really good things, and it ended up a textbook ending. And you may have seen it in the paper, but basically I got a call like Saturday night from my daughter Wendy, and she had some friends called her from Emerald Coast Fellowship Church, and everyone was just sort of requesting prayer for this group of divers. And she called me to join in the prayer chain for this group of divers who had been missing, and they found the boat but couldn't find the four divers. So I told her, honey, probably what had happened. They probably came up and or just couldn't, they just couldn't find out where they were. But anyway, here's what happened. The group of four went out, anchored a boat. All four of them went down. When it came up, basically, they had a strong current. They could see their boat, but they were being swept away. And after driving that length of time, they just could not get back to their boat. So they ended up, okay, they did some good things. First of all, what he did good, he told his wife they were going to be diving on the Red Sea, which is a diving spot off the coast here. So his wife knew where he was going to be, okay? And the next thing they did good was when they came up, they got together and they stayed together. Now they ended up just being swept away from their boat. The boat just got further and further away. The sun started going down, but they felt confident and they kept the spirits up. Now the mistake, and he admitted the biggest mistake he made, was not having anyone in the boat. You always try to have someone in the boat when you're diving. I've been out before, and I'm not a diver, but I've been the guy in the boat where the guys go down and they come back up, and I've seen them away from the boat, and at times I've had to go get them. So that, those currents out there are strong. So anyway, that's what happened. So anyway, she called the FWC, and the Coast Guard got involved, and had a helicopter close by. And another great thing they did, they had the flashlights with them. They were actually swept 15 miles away from their boat. They were in the water 12 hours, folks. They got rescued around midnight or something. It was a glorious homecoming when they all came back in. A lot of folks at the house and all. Textbook case of search and rescue. Textbook case of when a bad situation happens, people stay together and they were prepared, and they were in good shape, and everything ended up fine. So just we always, and I use that as a lesson for my class. We're talking about safety and all, and doing the right thing, and making mistakes, and then still coming back. And that was a great ending. So I was glad to talk about that. And I did this little chart here talking about boating accidents, and we talk about that a lot of time. But I found this chart, and Gail ran this off for me. It's really what happens. Most boating accidents, 75% of them are caused by human error. Okay. And then 15% are caused by the environment, the weather, the waves, the really cold air. Something happens in the environment that causes a boating accident. and equipment failure is 10%. So this is a great chart. It tells us exactly what goes on. The equipment failure could be the motor going out, or usually something along those lines, and the electronics messing up, and equipment or your anchor breaking. But you see the human errors. 3 out of 4 boating accidents are caused by human error. So just be aware of that. Okay. Let's go ahead and take our break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. Glad you're with us this Friday morning. I got a couple of pictures real quick. We'll go through these, and I got some emails, and then we're getting ready for our drawing and ready for our fishing forecast. On this first picture, this one was last year's picture, but one of my students, Brianna Pitts, was talking about this big buck that her dad got up in Illinois, and she brought me a picture of it. And folks, that is a big buck. It's Brian Pitts, and that is a 270-pound buck up there in Illinois. Good job there. I bet you want to go back this year. Okay. Now, this past week, just check out Mark Coward. He and Bill Allen went, and they had a good. They sent some pictures now. They had some good fishing. Good job, Mark Coward. All right. They had a good afternoon. Okay, here Bill gets into pictures. Thank you for sharing those, Bill. Good fish right there. Okay. And some more. And one more, Bill. All right. Bill's getting a little bit of facial hair there. Check that out. Good job, Bill. All right, and that's okay. This is stuff right here. Right here, we're going to talk about a coastal cleanup. Last year's coastal cleanup. This is just some of the stuff they found. We're going to talk about this later on. It's amazing. It's coming up September 21st and all. These are some of the stuff people found here locally. Okay. Now let's got an email right here. They said, "Hey Winston, this is from Ted and Anna Gagnay." He said, "Hey Winston, Ted cooked the red snapper that I won and he cooked it on the grill last night. It was excellent. I want to thank both you and Tarpon Docks for the nice treat. I also picked up some shrimp and grits while there. Sincerely, Anda." So glad y'all enjoyed that, and we do appreciate Tarpon Docks being one of our good sponsors here. Okay, this is from Stan Kirkland sent this. Let me throw this in real quick. On Wednesday, it's a little case that just got cleared, okay? I thought you would appreciate this. On Wednesday, Blake Tyler, the 28th, Blake Tyler Rudd was arrested in jail on an arrest warrant for taking deer at night with gun and light, okay? He also discharged a firearm on a public road and unlawfully taken antlerless deer. So he did just about everything wrong he could. This is his second arrest for the same thing in less than a year. All right, here's the penalty. On Thursday, 29th, he pled no contest. He received a $2,500 fine, a 5-year hunting license revocation, and a 1-year probation, and mandatory, I like this one, mandatory curfew from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. and he must live with his parents while on probation. A mandatory curfew. So he can't be doing a night hunting unless he shoots out the back door. So anyway, that was good there. So let's move on. We got a catfish tournament this weekend. We've got a catfish tournament coming up 2 weekends. We got the big redfish tournament coming up this weekend, and the weight's going to be over there at Bass Pro Shops. You want to get a chance to go there and check it out. Okay. Now, as always, we want to do let's see what else I had. The coastal cleanup. I'm going to talk about it later, but they're trying to get a lot of folks on it. I'll hit on it next week, and a lot of folks need to come work it out. And I'm going to get some of my kids to try to come clean up some stuff too. So that's just something we try to do every year, the coastal cleanup. Now, the Tarpon Dock Seafood. Let me get ready to set it up. They're good. But before I do that, let's go ahead and do our times. So I'm just going to, Bob, I'll just hold our times right here, folks. And y'all just see it right here. We already got the camera set up for it. Okay. I'm going to hold up right here, looking at our times this morning at 1:09 to 3:09 and 1:33 this afternoon to 3:33. 1:33 to 3:33 right there. Okay. Some people say that looks better if I just put that in front of my face and talk. Okay. Now, Tarpon Dock Seafood. One of the things we try to do, we always try to give away a red snapper and a $20 gift certificate, and we'll try to pick it up within that week, so either today or by the middle part of next week, and because I send the names in to Tarpon Dock, I can text that to them now. So let's go ahead and get ready. And now weather, weather this weekend should be pretty good. You know, we're going to have some scattered showers and all, but it's been drying out a little bit. I'm getting some good reports I'll talk about. All right, now this is going to be the winner of the $20 gift certificate, and winner is Kelsey Gross out of Panama City. Kelsey Gross out of Panama City, $20. Let me put that on here. Okay, and it's the September. All right, now, let's see who's going to win that big old red snapper. And the cooking on grill is a good way to cook it, too. I usually eat mine fried. And the winner right here, okay, is going to be Gloria Turner, Panama City Beach. All right, those are the two winners right there. And I will send those names in. All right, we're going to take our break and get set up for the famous Friday fishing forecast. So we'll be right back. Hi, welcome back. Glad you're with us. We're at the Tarpon Rock Seafood Famous Friday Fishing Forecast, and it's, first of all, it's picking up. You know, it just hadn't been outstanding. In August, we talk about August, it's over with now, but August is always a tough month. September is a great month to look forward to. We start getting a little bit of cooler weather coming in, hopefully in a week or two, and all kinds of things. You know, it's Friday, and I always think about it in September and October in the fall, Friday night football. And it's great fishing here, and also Friday night football in the Florida Panhandle. We're going to try to be over at Bluntstown tonight watching the ball game, and so if you see any folks over there, I'd like to talk to you and see what you've been catching on the river and all. But let's get started with our fishing forecast. Looks like a good weekend, but we just got a report from Carabel to Seaquarters Marina. The group of fishing down there is picked up, and you know, you're talking about a diver's gone down. I'll talk to him later. The diver's gone down. And actually, you know, speared some fish in. It actually came up, and they were able to move around and actually fish for some nice grouper. And it's really close, within, you know, 9 or 10 miles out there. So it's been really good down that way. And also, you said a speckled trout bite was picking up, was really strong. The water's clearing up. When the water starts clearing up in Carabel and Apalachicola Bay, then it means it's really clearing up in this area too. Okay, so good situation down there in Carabel. Here on the map right here, if you take a look on the map, what they'll do, they will catch some fish up here on the backside of Dog Island, right up in here. We're talking about the speckled trout and all. And the Carabel River comes out, it comes right out there, and they're actually seeing tarpon. You heard them say they're seeing tarpon right here in the river. So that's a good sign. And then down here at Lanark Village. So let's move on down toward Apalachicola Bay. We'll talk to down toward East Point. Haven't had any reports on bridge fishing, but I know it's got to be good this time of year. So, but Apalachicola Bay, I talked to Blair Morgan, and a report comes in here. Let's get on down here in Apalachicola. The triple tail are returning. A good sign on the triple tail. They have been returning. The best bite again seems to be the flounder bite. We're talking a lot about the flounder bite, and I sound like a broken record now on this, but if you look up here in the St. Joe Canal. The flounder bite has been really steady. And also down here, go back to Indian Pass. The Indian Pass bite, the water's starting to clear up a little bit, and the triple tail, like I said, is returning, and you want to float a live shrimp by them, and that's always a good report there. And also, getting back to the scallops, the scallop report, their scallops are really good size now. They have moved around. They've really moved around, and I've gone less this year than I ever have gone. So, but I've been by there a lot and seen different people out there. I always pick out a pattern on the boats and all, and it seems to be a lot more people on this side. I'm gonna show you on this side of Black Island. Let me zoom in on Black Island. I'm gonna show you where I've seen a lot of boats lately. Okay, here's Black Island right here. And normally we're over here between Conch Island, where this has been hit pretty hard. I'm seeing a lot of boats over here. So you might, if you're going this weekend, you might want to check this side right here. This has been hit really hard in here, and you can find some, but I'm starting seeing some boats over in here and back right on this side of Black Island, which is a pattern that we don't usually pick up, but that's interesting that they're showing that. Moving over here to Panama City, the redfish bite has been just strong. You saw this picture earlier of Bill Allen and Mark Howard. That was this week, and if you remember the show, I think Tuesday or Wednesday, I had just had a bunch of pictures of redfish caught by all kinds of different people. So the hottest thing going on in San Andrew Bay, in West Bay and East Bay, has been the redfish bite. And some of the guys are sight fishing, some are catching them on gold spoon, and some are catching them on top water. It's just been a combination. It's been really, it's a great barometer of the fishing conditions when you get these pictures. I get these pictures off my Facebook friends, or either I get them off my email. People just send them to me email, and it's just been a really good situation on that. So let's go on up here to West Bay and East Bay. Remember on East Bay now, these flats right up here on East Bay. Let's go and zoom in on East Bay. They've got a big tournament this weekend too. Now you may have some fishermen fishing up here. I point this area out a lot, and then up here Sandy Creek. But I'm going to tell you, and you heard Sean Fields talk about it. This is a premier spot for red fishing. The problem with red fishing here, most of the time they're way too big. But lately they've been able to catch some slot-sized redfish here, all throughout the pass. Now, neap tide's going to have an effect this weekend, so it's not going to. It may not be as productive as some people think it's going to be. Another great spot is right here at the Hathaway Bridge. Okay, you can fish around the Hathaway Bridge, and then up here, of course, West Bay. We always point out some good places to go in West Bay, right up in here. Okay, and then between Burnt Mill Creek and Crooked Creek here. And again, that's a pretty dependable area on the backside here. Going over to Choctawhatchee Bay, the reports I got from the guides, secondhand information from the guides and all, is that it's just really still muddy over that way, and it's going to, you know, the tournament's going to be in Choctawhatchee Bay, and it's interesting. But my guess is, and I'm going to try to maybe get over there to that weigh-in. My guess is that the fish is going to be brought in from over this area, or maybe over there toward the Alabama state line. So it's going to be interesting to follow that. But irregardless of all these reports and all, and the mullet, I haven't jotted down, the mullet is also being caught at Choctawhatchee Bay. You want to check out the new website. I've got some new pictures on the website, and also the fishing times for the whole next week and all, okay? Irregardless of where you think you can catch a fish or not, you don't know until you go. So I always want to encourage y'all to go out this weekend and do some outdoor activities. Just have a great weekend. And I appreciate you watching Panhandle Outdoors this week, and we'll see you next week. Meanwhile, today you do something good for somebody. You have a great day, and God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.